What is up, guys? Today we are playing Mad City, and I know that I've been doing a lot of Mad City videos lately. It's not my favorite game. Don't worry, we're still doing other games. But what we're going to be doing in this episode is we are going to be well, I'm gonna kind of be rating like all of these heroes right here. I'm not gonna do the villains though because I'm not actually a villain, and that's a bit of a problem. Um, but we're gonna do the heroes today. So the first hero is what's his name? Archer. Yeah. So we have Archer. Honestly, I really don't like this one. I really do not like this one, and I'll explain why in just a sec. But pretty much what this hero does is they have a bow and arrow, and it shoots explosive arrows. So I'm just gonna shoot at the ground, and as you can see, when it touches something, it explodes. So what I don't like about the hero, if you guys watch closely or you use the Archer power up, it takes a very long time to actually shoot compared to other superheroes. So yes, it's explosive damage and reloads super fast, but the attacking is really bad. In fact, so bad that I actually don't know the damage of this because I've never been able to hit someone. So unless it does like a very high amount of damage, then this is a very bad superhero, and that's pretty much why I don't like it. But also what it does is it pretty much uses the powers of other heroes. Like it has Voltron's electric thingy, like where he turns into an electric ball and speeds up. It pretty much does that, only instead of turning into an electric ball, it just puts a green mist behind him like this. And then what I also don't like about this is that it takes the Proton jump boost, where you can jump up like that. So, yeah, I really don't like this one, honestly. And of course, there's Crystal for it. That's really awesome. Okay, we are now going to do Hot Rod. Pretty much, this is one of my favorites. This is probably my favorite hero, actually. Because of the ability to run super fast. It sounds very, basic. Since it doesn't actually have a weapon. But then again, you can actually just go to the weapon shop and get some weapons, and then, yeah, pretty much you're unstoppable. As long as you don't get damaged too much, because the only bad part about this is that when you get damaged, your speed goes down until you get more health. So pretty much if you're at like 10 health, then this power really does not help you. Because pretty much you'll actually be going slower than the normal walk speed. But otherwise this power is really great. So I use this all the time. And plus, if you combine this with the jetpack, again, you pretty much have an unstoppable force. So, oh, I dropped another crystal. Wow, it went through the water though, because the crystals don't float. Okay, the next one is Infernal. Infernal, again, not really one that I like. It's okay, but it's definitely not even close to being one of my favorites. The thing is that I don't like about this is that it only has 6 ammo, and per shot, like per hit, it only does 12 damage. So honestly, I think they should either give this more ammo, or the ammo does more damage. Otherwise this really isn't worth using. Like the only good thing is the flying ability, which again you can just get from the jetpack. So really this superhero in my opinion is really bad. Yeah, I don't really like this one too much. The next one that we have is Proton. This one, okay, again, I'm not really sure how I'd rate it. It's honestly pretty good in my opinion. But it's definitely not one of my favorites again. The attacking is really cool with the laser beams. Pretty much if you have this, you don't need the death ray because it's the exact same effect. So honestly, again, this one's really cool. the thing is that again it only has 10 ammo. Luckily it reloads pretty fast. And again, what I don't really like about this is that it has the jump thingy. Honestly, that doesn't really help you too much. Like, I think they should kind of replace it with something else. Because jumping high doesn't really do anything unless you're falling off a building, like I was there. And then again, it might actually be too late already. So, yeah, that's a problem. But overall, this Proton's pretty good. But next we have Vanta. I believe Vanta. I don't know how to pronounce this. Vanta is pretty cool. Probably one of my favorites, actually. The dark energy is really cool. Just it's kind of hard to hit, in my opinion. So it's really cool. It does I think a good amount of damage. I haven't used this in a while though. It does a good amount of damage, I believe. It reloads pretty fast again. It only has 10 ammo. That's kind of bad. And probably the coolest part about this is that it can go invisible. The only problem with this is invisibility is, as you can see, you can still see me a little bit. If you look closely. And plus, if someone has like a vehicle with missiles, such as the buzzard, then the buzzard still knows exactly where you are. So really, if you encounter someone with a buzzard, this does not help at all. So yeah, the next one is Voltron. Definitely one of my favorites. It when you equip it, it looks pretty cool with the effects that it does. When you equip the power, where it makes like this electric wave. I don't know what you want to call it, but this like electric wave around you. It's pretty cool. It doesn't actually do damage though; it's just effects. But Voltron has 50 ammo. This that's really good. It fires super fast. So that's pretty good. It reloads super fast. Well, actually, most of the villains, now that I think about it, fire pretty fast. And it has this like ability that makes it jump higher and run faster. The only problem with this is actually not really too much of a problem, seeing how much ammo it has. But per lightning bolt, it only does 4 damage. So that's a very bad thing. However, technically, without reloading, you could actually kill 2 people. Because 4 times 50 is 200, and 200 divided by 100, which is the amount of health a player has, is 2. So you could kill 2 people with this without reloading. So that makes this one pretty good and one of my favorites. So yeah, Frostbite. Honestly, I love ice and snow, but this is kind of bad in my opinion. I mean, like it's not really too bad. I mean, I guess it's better than some of them. But the thing is that pretty much, well, this is actually better than Vantaa, I should say. So that's the one good thing about it. But pretty much this is just like Vantaa or Proton, only it's ice attacks and has 10 more ammo. Pretty much it's the exact same thing, only instead of turning invisible or jumping high, it has ice platforms. That's pretty awesome. The bad part is that when you're on these ice platforms, you can't actually attack. Like I'm just going to attack real fast. As you can see, I literally I literally had my hand on the shift button, which is how you make the platforms. And while I was attacking, you can't actually make the platforms, which is very bad because pretty much if pretty much this is just for running away then, because you can't attack without falling. So honestly, this definitely could be better, but it's one of the good ones, I'd say. And then lastly is Titan. Um, Titan I don't really like. Just kind of like Archer. Titan is really bad in my opinion because pretty much if you're flying, then it's impossible to hit someone because the attack itself is very cool. Like you literally make an explosion. It looks really cool. But again, it has a certain amount of range. Which the range honestly isn't too much. Like I believe I can hit it from here, but if I go like over here, oh, I actually still can hit it. Okay, let's see how far. Oh, actually, never mind. The range is pretty awesome. But yeah, pretty much if you're trying to shoot someone across the map, then this really is not the power you're gonna want. But let's face it. Is there really any power that can do it? So yeah, actually the range is pretty good on this. The problem is that pretty much only the center of the explosion does damage. I think this is a glitch because if it's an explosive, I believe it should actually do damage as long as you're inside the explosive like explosion thingy. Um, but literally you have to hit them right in the center of the explosion or it won't do damage. So it's very hard to hit someone while flying. Um it's way easier on the ground, but pretty much if someone has a jetpack or is another superhero that can fly, then pretty much it's very hard to actually kill them with this unless you have other weapons, and still even that it's pretty hard. Um so yeah, it's pretty good. Like Inferno, it can fly, which is pretty awesome. Um so yeah, the thing with Inferno and Titan that is actually pretty good about both of them is that it's again harder to hit while someone's flying. So if you're flying with Inferno or Titan, then it makes it a lot harder for the person to hit you. Um so pretty much yeah, but again, I think Hot Rod is probably the best because you could actually just get a jetpack and then pretty much you have the exact same power of flight. The only difference is that you have limited power for a little bit of time. But eventually the jetpack does get more energy on its own. Um so honestly, I think Hot Rod would probably be the best because then pretty much you're impossible to stop, especially if you have like the armor, because then you'll just keep running at max speed unless you go below 100, and pretty much as long as you're at 70 health or higher, you should be pretty good with speed. Um you'll start to notice it once you go under 70 though, but pretty much it's the same speed from 70 up. But yeah, that is pretty much going to be it for today's episode. If you guys enjoyed, then make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel or you want more of these videos, and everybody, peace out.